What's up? This is Jad T. Jones, and you're about to watch a kick-ass interview with me and Luke Eilers. Luke Eilers used to do hidden camera pickup, which you know I'm against, but he came full circle because he realized that was superficial. Why I respect this man, he walked away from fame and from money in service of something higher, something greater. He followed his heart, and now what he does is he shares his insights about life and women with men, even though he makes a lot less money and gets a lot less views, but at least now he's doing things with integrity. So I have massive respect for this guy because he could have he could have kept going with his fame and his money, but he dropped all that in the service of something higher, of a greater good. So this interview kicks ass. Keep watching and let's roll, baby. Hello, this is Jad T. Jones, and for the first time in history, I'm doing a video with another physical person. Right here we have Luke Eilers.
Hey,
hello,
Jad.
my friend.
Hello. Thanks for having me on. I'm honored that I'm your kind of first video with another live person.
We're here in Bucharest, in Romania, and we're gonna have a very authentic talk with you guys. I'm gonna introduce you to this wonderful man, and we're gonna talk about some really amazing stuff. So Luke has a YouTube channel. He's from the States originally, California?
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California. And he has a YouTube channel where he wants to share his insights, where he is sharing his insights on life with men mainly, and about dating and just, how to live, how to be a man and how to be a success in life and do it with integrity. Now, I'm going to keep the introduction short because we have a lot of amazing stuff to talk about, and you're gonna get to know Luke through this interview. Now, this is a very, very exciting interview for me because there's so many things crossing that, like, if you know me, you're gonna really enjoy this. So, Luke used to do. We're gonna address the elephant in the room first. Luke used to do camera pickups where, you see on YouTube the hidden camera where the guy is going and picking up the girl, right?
Yep.
So, but also I noticed that Luke's a really good guy and all this stuff. So I asked him, like, this doesn't connect with this. Anyway, to make a long story short, he used to do that, but now he doesn't do that anymore because he realized himself that it's a lack of integrity, and he wants to be a giver of value to the world. And so we're gonna get into it, but I'm talking too much. So let me.
What brought us to Bucharest is Zan Perion. He has a group of guys called the Almoradia, the Ars Almorada, and they hold conferences. And both, yes, me and Jad were both really drawn to that message because. To me, I find Zan to be one of the rare guys in the dating community who has a really integrous message, a really pure message. You can really just feel it when he talks and reading the Alabaster book, which we both recommended to our audience. It's like, this is a guy who's actually, as corny as it sounds, you can tell he's speaking from his heart. He's not.
Yeah.
And just like talking to him and stuff, he could be way bigger than he actually is. But he's chosen to be true to himself and to always turn down what can make him big, but to actually give the message that can help the most people, and that comes from the heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're here. We can really sense the realness in him.
Yeah. Exactly.
And now because of that, now we met each other, and now we're here making this video.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. And like you said, Zan could have been much bigger, because he turns down business opportunities that lack integrity, probably, or like he will never sell his soul in order to make money.
Yeah.
His priority is to live the life that he's speaking about in the book. That comes before selling his soul to make money or become famous or any of that stuff.
And it's like almost all the thought that lots of guys in our industry do that put on in like marketing and how to grow their business. All of that thought he put into how can I improve my message?
Yeah.
How can I help people rather than thinking about how can I grow my business?
Yeah.
And so all his energy is a lot more pure. It's not, oh, I'm gonna make this product and make money off of you. It's how can I help you the most? And it's a process that takes patience and takes longer time, but the internal rewards and just how the feeling of being a man of integrity and just seeing the real life change you that you're creating in other people, and that ripple effect, I think, is the most beautiful thing someone in our industry can do.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
So enough about Zan. Enough about Zan. Zan is awesome. Let's talk about Luke.
All right. So before we had the camera on for about an hour, or maybe we could have talked forever, we're having like this amazing conversation. So I want to bring it back to what we were actually talking about. So basically, I'm just going to be real. So I look at Luke and I'm like, I want to do a collaboration with you today, but we're going to have to talk about that hidden camera stuff. Because my guys know that I swear at those hidden camera guys and I hate those guys. So we clarified, and basically the big difference I want to like put out there first is that Luke did hidden camera stuff with girls, picking up girls, but at the end of every hidden camera, it was more a prank. At the end, he would go and he would say, hey, you were on camera, can we use this? It was a prank. Okay, that's different from the other guys, I'm not going to say their names, but you know who they are, who go and do these hidden camera stuff and get millions of hits and makes thousands of dollars, but they never tell the women that they were filmed. All right, which is bullshit, which is bitch ass, which is making women distrust men, which is hurting all of us. All right, so I'm really against it still. But now I want you to hear Luke's story because it's really amazing. He walks his talk and take us from the time, because Luke was really famous on his channel, and if he went that camera route, he could have gotten like, he was making the money, man, and he walked away from that. So can you tell your story from the beginning until you came full circle kind of thing?
Gotcha, yeah. So it started off with, just to go quick in my history, I still feel very awkward and socially anxious a lot. I had a terrible time connecting with girls and being myself around girls. So that's how I got into the whole pickup, dating advice type of thing. Read the game and I started doing all this pickup stuff. I felt like I was getting pretty good at it. I met these two other guys and we just decided to make a YouTube channel doing prank and picking up girls videos. Primarily picking up girls videos, but we also did some like social experiment type of stuff. So we started filming ourselves. Like the very first video we did was me proposing to random girls and then trying to get their phone number. It was basically a pickup video. We did a video where I had a fake boner on. We all had fake boners on. We would try to get girls with a fake boner. All sorts of different crazy things. Like during Christmas, I had a Santa Claus costume on. A Santa Claus costume on. It was like a $200 rental. Full on costume. I'd go up to girls and use like really cheesy Christmas pickup lines. Get their number. It was really exciting at the time, but yeah, over time I realized I felt like I was kind of like losing my soul. And what Jad was first talking about was at first, lots of the guys first doing YouTube stuff, they would just do pranks or picking up girls videos and they wouldn't even tell the girl about it. And then they'd leave and make millions of money off of basically using the girl for the video.
Yeah.
And imagine how that girl would feel if this, like for me, when I have a camera behind me, I feel a lot more confident going up because no matter what happens, if it's a bad reaction, it's still a funny YouTube video. So I'd be a lot more confident. And then I could go up to a girl, say she's beautiful and with this really good energy and maybe doing something ridiculous. And if she has the courage to give me her number and then it ends up not being real, I don't get back to her, or if it's just for a video, she, like the next time that maybe one of you guys would go up to that same girl and be beautiful and talk to her, she might not open up to you. She might not trust you because there are douchebags out there who use girls for money or for their own personal gain.
Yeah.
And in our picking up girls videos, after every interaction, we did say, after an interaction, we'd walk away, then we'd run back and we're like, actually, there's a camera right there. We're making a video.
Yeah.
But even doing that, it still felt lots of times like we were using them. It felt like they were disappointed that it wasn't real, and that even doing that, they I could tell that girls were still feeling like they were being used.
Yeah, like they wish. Oh, I really wish this guy was really charming and coming and interested in me, and I wish this was an authentic thing that just happened to me. Right now.
And because of that, I feel like girls lose trust in guys, and it's just this attitude. And then a bunch of guys go online and see these guys picking up girls' videos, and they start doing it coming from an inauthentic place of trying to prove themselves. And it's just like this huge cultural thing, and it's all coming from this bad energy. It's coming from this energy of the guys who are doing it. They're trying to grow a business. They're not doing it. They're not doing it because they actually want to talk to the girl.
Yeah.
They're doing it for reasons of business reasons.
Yeah.
So it's just inauthentic vibes.
So can you repeat again what is the impact you think of these videos like on men in general? Having like these videos are making women lose trust in men, right? Like
earlier at the conference, Jad was saying that sometimes when he goes up to a girl, he could be completely honest and congruent to being himself and talk about how beautiful the girl is, and the girl won't respond positively because like an attractive girl walking around the street, perhaps she gets that a couple times a day, or just looks from guys. She doesn't think that the guy is being sincere and actually means it. She thinks the guy is just saying it to get into her pants. That he actually doesn't see her as really beautiful, but he's just saying that kind of as an act because it'll work rather than it's actually being himself. And I think another thing about those picking up girls, those hidden camera videos, is that guys are gonna watch those videos and be like, oh, look what Luke could do. He could pick up girls in a Santa Claus costume. And I think guys would feel judged that they're not going out and doing crazy things to pick up girls.
Okay.
And this is something I don't think I've ever really clarified at all or really talked about. But before I started doing my hidden camera picking up girls videos, I saw other guys, and I felt like I want to have the ability to do that, and I felt not good enough where I was.
Okay.
Because other guys could go up and talk to a girl and be confident. But once I actually did that, and this is cool because we didn't talk about this before making the video. When I was actually doing those picking up girls videos behind the camera, that really wasn't me. It was a persona. I wasn't doing it. Like at the very bottom of like the energy exchange, it was fake because I was doing it for a camera. I was doing it for a business. I was doing it for YouTube. And off camera, like the next day, like if we're not filming, I could walk past the girl and I wouldn't approach her, even though I could do it on camera. I wouldn't do it when it was actually me being real. And sometimes I tried when it was me being real, and I couldn't do it. I never found a connection. Because it was then if I actually did doing it being real, it was almost like I had this pressure to live up to, because guys would come up to me like, Luke, you have so much balls. Look at like, wow, you could actually go up to girls and beautiful girls and get their number. Yeah. And I felt this pressure on me, like I need to learn this. And I would, if I was being real and actually like, approaching girls, I was doing it not for myself, not for the girl, but because of this judgment that I felt from people that I was this guy who could pick up girls. Yeah. So I honestly felt in almost like every single interaction with girls that I had during that, like picking up girls and hitting camera phase of my life, was I never connected with the girl at all at that phase at all, which is funny.
On camera and off, or just on?
Off camera.
Off camera, you did.
On and off.
On and off, you didn't connect during those times.
During the whole stage, I didn't have a single connection with the girl.
Why? Because no authenticity. Like we always talk about authenticity. When authenticity isn't there, no connection is there.
It's completely true. Yeah. And like someone could have said that to me 3 years ago when I was doing it, and it wouldn't register.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I was talking to girls because I wanted to be the guy who could talk to girls. I wasn't talking to a girl because I actually wanted to talk to her. You know, it's like I wanted to be the guy who because I was late bloomer with girls. I sucked with girls, and I wanted to be the guy where someone could be like, Luke's good with women.
Yeah.
You know, it was an ego thing. It was a pure ego thing, and because of that, I ended up like using girls for my own personal gain, and over time that just started feeling like shit, and I had to leave that company, leave that YouTube channel, that I was doing with 2 other guys and start doing my own thing because just internally I wasn't connecting with girls, and I was getting rewarded with fame and money and all these external things, and it just, my ego felt actually really good. I felt like a powerful person.
Yeah.
Because we were getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers, launching a video. We were on like Yahoo. There was like 4 little things on Yahoo. Like Yahoo did a thing on us, CNN did a thing on us. Like, it's exhilarating. I was being inauthentic, and I was rationalizing it by, oh, this is for business. I was upping my value. I was doing all these things that pickup guys are telling me to do, and I was feeling more and more and more empty inside, and I was being rewarded for that inauthenticity with superficial rewards of like fame and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it felt empty, and we could go a lot deeper, but yeah, I ended up just saying I need to leave this and start doing something which is really true to myself. I felt like my true passion is being
Can you talk about Darth Vader?
Okay.
Can you talk about Darth Vader?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Darth Vader.
Well,
if I look at the camera or down here, I'm just checking recording stuff. So
yeah, and I'm like half looking at you, half looking at the camera. But, yeah, when I was there were 3 of us on the YouTube channel, and when
this is your old YouTube channel.
My old YouTube channel, and when once I realized I was turning into kind of a dick and not being true to myself and not living a life of integrity and not feeling like a person I was proud to be, but this ego person who was getting everything, all the superficial things that people be like, oh, that's cool, but internally it felt like shit. When I decided to leave that, there were 3 of us on the channel, and just seeing the energies of the other people on what they wanted and where they wanted to go, and it's a personal thing, and I don't want to bring up anything personal and
of course,
judge someone else.
Yeah.
But I felt this energy of almost like there was this like 2-3 month period where I was making the decision of, should I leave and do my own thing and get away from this, or should I stay on and keep with this channel, and in 5 years we'll be super famous, have millions of subscribers, tons of money. Like I had a point where I could see this future. I would be true to myself and actually be a good person, and if I went this way I'd be really famous, really rich, and get all the superficial rewards. And just from the energies of different people, for like the first week I actually was leaning towards
the dark side.
And in my mind I actually remember feeling this, like I actually felt this like feeling of evilness, like kind of inside me, and it felt good.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It felt powerful.
Yeah. It's seductive.
It's seductive.
Very seductive.
I felt evilness, and I was evilness, and I could keep being more and more evil.
Yeah.
And in the moment, that's what I felt, and it felt good.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what exactly made me go back to decide to be like a Jedi. But I think I had maybe I was just talking to my parents about my future, or I read some article by someone, or it's like when you wake up, for me, like when I wake up in the morning, it's just like I have that moment of clarity of who I really am, what I really want to do with my life.
Yeah.
Or I just had some emotional moment, and I was like, no, fuck this, I have to leave. I like sent a message to my partners like I have to be out. This doesn't feel right. Let's do a buyout deal, and I need to leave and do my own thing. But there was a point where I felt that evilness and I went with it, and then later on I changed my mind. And I think because of that, now it makes me really, I really want to be a person of integrity, because I see people who are evil, I mean, I think we all have good and evil in all of us.
We all have good and evil.
Yeah, but
It's a decision which one you listen.
yeah, but lots of people who run the world, lots of people run corporations, lots of people in Hollywood, lots of maybe politicians, they've done things where they make decisions where they know it's bad in their heart and that they still do it anyways. And the scary thing about when you do that, you get rewarded for it in superficial ways. So it's a trap, and then it just spirals more and more and more. Then you even probably lose touch of that evilness. It just feels normal for you. And I knew that was a path I could go down, and I think because of that, on one hand, I don't judge people that much for if they're doing evil things, because I was like, I saw how easy someone could fall into that trap. I had a good childhood, and I think just like lots of the love I received kind of just from my mom and dad, kind of just came back, and I was like, I can't do that. And I could see if someone had like maybe a bad childhood or had some abusive experiences, how so easy doing the wrong thing could feel to them.
Yeah.
And how easy it'd be to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
And so on one hand, when I run into someone who I don't like what they're doing with their life, I could just clearly see that they're doing things that can be affecting other people in a negative way for their own self-gain. On the one hand, I don't judge that, because I understand it probably took lots of pain for them to do that. And on the other hand, I like do my very best to stand up for like goodness and to point out people who are doing things wrong, and to like try to make this world a better place as best as I can, and be really hypercritical on where I'm coming from, because I felt that, and I never want to feel that evilness feeling ever again, you know. And it just feels good to be like a Jedi. I almost feel like that's another spiral that you could get into. The more and more you're coming from a place of love and authenticity and being integrity, that path also, if you could get onto it, that path could be like equally just, it takes patience, and it's another whole different game.
Yeah.
But that path can actually be like equally, it's like almost like the opposite of addicting, but you just experience more and more beauty and love with the people that you interact with, that you just slowly become more and more of a better person, because of just the beauty that you see in other people and the love you experience, and that you could go like, there's no way I could do something that could negatively affect someone after talking to someone who has been hurt by, like talking to a girl who's been hurt by a guy. How could I ever do that again, you know?
Yeah.
And I also feel, because I've kind of been through that experience, that I could sense really well where someone's energy is coming from. Like for you, I could sense right away that you're a good guy. I could trust you. You're coming from integrity, and yeah, you're a person I want to get to know more. You're a person I want to hang around with, and I could just sense that from you. I could tell you're coming from your heart. You're going to be honest with me, and you're not going to try to. You run your business not trying to make money. You're not trying to become powerful. You're not trying to be cool, but you're doing it because you genuinely want to help people. And I could feel that from you. I feel like I'm pretty good at sensing. I could get that from Zan, from Shogo, from Canoe. You could get that from people in the industry.
Yeah.
Where is this person coming from? And from other people, you could just tell this person's a dick. He's just trying to be selfish.
You know, I just remembered a saying that's really funny. I read this because when I was younger, if you guys know my story, I was into manipulation. I thought that's the way the world worked. So I was attracted to like weird things. Like I read Charles Manson's biography when I was like 18 or something, and but there's a quote in there that I think is really powerful. He says, I'm gonna paraphrase, basically, you never know how to be good until you know how to be bad. Something like that. And basically I think me and you, and I'm gonna tell you a secret today too, that I have to get off my chest, but because only when you go so dark, I think that helps you see light. And like that's when you know how to be evil and hurtful, then you really know how to be like loving. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me.
It makes, in some ways, like encouraging people to I want to tell people to pursue real things and pursue nothing based on the ego, but to, pursue things that will really fulfill them. But sometimes I think maybe you should, whatever your ego really wants, whatever, if you want fame, if you want to be the guy who could get hot girls, if you want money, maybe the best thing for them is actually to go and try to get that realize that will never make them happy inside.
Yeah.
And then they'll go to more of the Jedi side naturally on their own.
Because nobody can tell you. You have to experience it for yourself to a certain degree, right?
Yeah. And no one's gonna tell you to be a selfish dick.
Yeah.
Even though if that's what they did to get to be successful, which is a scary thought.
Okay. It's time for me to reveal something.
This is cool.
So, you know what they say about... They say... There's a saying, it says, when somebody overcompensates about something, assume the opposite is true. And this is something that I realized today, and I've realized before, but right now I need to restore my integrity about something. If you guys have watched my old video, I don't know, you probably never saw it. It's called The Number One Reason Why Men Suck with Women. I think that's what it's called. And it's basically me like really angry on camera saying I will never do it, because people kept asking me, do some hidden pickup, do some hidden. I'm like, I'm never doing this. It's fucking bullshit. You lack integrity. How's the woman gonna feel? Blah, blah, blah. But it's really emotionally charged. And to be honest, I paused the video because I burst into tears because I was so emotional. So it was like a really emotional. But why did all that emotion come up, and why is that all that hatred towards people who do that? Like, why didn't I just say, hey, don't do that. It doesn't have integrity. Why was it? It's because before I started my channel and before I found the honest way, I was in pickup artist land, and I was actually training to be one of the main instructors in at the time, one of the biggest pickup artist companies. And they were based in the States, in California, and they said, Jad, we have to see what you're doing. So you need to do hidden camera stuff in the nightclubs. So I kept resisting, no, that feels weird, I'm not gonna do that shit, what the fuck, right? But they kept pressuring me, no, you gotta do it, we gotta see what you're doing, otherwise how are we gonna see? We need that footage, we need to make a demo tape so we can advertise you, hey, this is Jad doing pickup stuff. So finally, I gave up my own integrity, I let their voice be louder than the voice of my heart, and I did, I think 2 or 3 times. Due to technical difficulties, the video got cut, so I will continue what I was saying. Alright, just make sure this one is... Okay, yeah. Alright, so I was saying that for 2 or 3 nights, I went out with a lavalier mic under a wireless microphone under my shirt. I felt like a fucking piece of shit. And then my friend videotaping me with a spy camera that was this big, that was hidden in a gym wristband with a hole punched in it, and he had wires running up here into his jacket. We're talking super creepy shit, bros. All right, both of us felt like, right? But we let someone else push us out of our integrity, and it's not their fault, it's our fault for giving in. All right, so the reason why Jad is so against that shit is because Jad is so pissed off at himself that I let somebody push me out of my integrity. And when I did that, I felt like shit. I felt so bad. And I'm so happy that those videos never got publicly published. And the first thing I think of when I think of those videos is like, I imagine myself in a family gathering like Thanksgiving or Christmas with like 20 of my relatives, and then that coming up. I'm like, am I as a man proud of that? Yeah. No, I'm tremendously ashamed of that. And so my moral compass is always like, if I'm sitting on that table dinner with all my family and friends, anything that I have done, if we put it up on a big screen, whatever, can I be so proud of it, right? And that's how I measure the things I do. So, and I was saying to Luke today, because like when we walked in, we're like, okay, how are we gonna do this interview? And I'm asking him, well, you did the hidden camera, so like we gotta address that, and well, are you gonna do it in the future, dude? Because like if you are, we also have a problem. And so I was grilling him, but then I said, look, I'm not sitting on a high horse here. I'm not judging you. I've done it too, and the reason I'm asking you is because I know you're coming from a good place, and I just wanted to understand. And when you told me, I mean, this topic's done, but just again, like when he told me that they went afterwards and told the girls and asked for permission and stuff, so it makes it a lot less than the other guys who do a hidden camera and never tell the girls they were even on camera. Okay, I think we've beat that with dead dog with a fucking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the real character of a man is all of us at times mess up. We all make mistakes, but to be able to realize later that you did make a mistake and to actually be able to sincerely apologize.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's maybe the number one thing about being a man.
Yeah.
Of integrity is being able to apologize for the mistakes and to like really mean it and to be sincere about it.
Yeah.
And the reason why you're so mad about those guys doing hidden camera prank stuff, hidden camera pickup stuff now, is because you probably know that they felt that darkness and they decided to keep going with it.
Yeah.
And you know how wrong it is. So then you see people, like for me, I see people on YouTube following people who do stuff like that.
Yeah. Worshiping.
Worshiping it. And it makes me mad. Like, yeah, I know that because it's like.
Okay, so
why
does it affect you too? Like, does it make you mad as well?
For me, it's not. For me, it's just kind of most of the pickup stuff in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I made a video getting really mad at Julian Blank for the misogynistic things he was saying.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if it's right for this, but yeah, it makes me mad because people are following someone who's completely backwards, who has no integrity, who doesn't actually love women.
Yeah.
But,
can we?
Yeah.
I think it would be really. I think it would be really enlightening and like, because Luke and I have years and years of experience outside the industry and inside the industry, right?
Yeah.
And maybe Luke more than me because he mingles a lot more than me. I was like a bit antisocial because I was so, like I was telling you this yesterday on lunch, like I haven't done collab videos with anyone because my trust was like so broken from these pickup things that I can't trust anyone. I have to keep my message safe and secure and pure and not let anyone in, right? So now I've realized like, no, that, you know, there are people who are awake and safe and trustworthy, and you know, let's spread this message. So what was I gonna say? Something about yesterday at lunch. It'll come back in a second. Oh, this is what it is. Okay, I always like telling my viewers something that I wish I knew at the beginning.
Yeah.
Let us, right now, if you wish, let us expose the difference between an internet marketer and a genuine coach who has your well-being as his priority and not making money. And how can you identify an internet marketer from a true guy who wants to help you and all that?
Yeah.
Would you like to get into that?
Yeah, definitely. That gets me going. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, dude. Hit it.
Yeah, and especially because being outsiders, being insiders, us knowing what it feels like to, you were doing some manipulative stuff. I did some stuff I'm not proud of. So it's funny, once you're where we are, we know exactly where other people are.
Yeah, like that.
Boom. We know who, like if you're listening to that guy, you're gonna get worse. You know?
Yeah.
Like that guy's gonna fuck you up. That guy's gonna turn you into a dick. That guy is trustworthy. That guy, mostly good stuff, but everyone, I'm not so sure about this thing. We know exactly where everyone else is at, basically. Yeah. And I don't want to sound, that sounds a little cocky coming out of me.
No, this is like, we're just observing and get like, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
And like everyone has good and bad in them. Yeah. Everyone, but there's lots of people out there who genuinely like don't have your best interests at heart and just want to make money off of you and want to grow their business off of you.
Yeah.
That's the simple truth, and I think everyone kind of knows that. But for people who are listening to those guys, I'm not sure what to like do about it except to like bring awareness.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. You have something to say?
Okay. Well, I have a couple of things to say. I've been trying to be politically correct the past 3 years, and I think at this moment I'm gonna say fuck it. So, I keep going back to this hidden camera thing. I think I'm obsessed with it. I'll say it in a different way. If you see one of these, we have to put out a name, dating coaches. If you see one of these dating coaches doing something that lacks integrity, stop following the fucker. That's how simple it is. All right? Oh, but he's kind of good, but he's kind of like, Did you see him do something shady? Did you see him do something that's gonna cause mistrust from women, not only to him but to all men? Is he doing something that's affecting women's trust on all men? Fuck the fucker. Fuck him. He's gonna destroy you. How can you worship and follow someone who's not coming from a place of integrity and from their heart? All right? They're destroying themselves, and they're gonna destroy you if you come with them. All right? And like
100% true.
100% true. Fame. Okay, right here. Fame. Fortune. You got money, man. You got money. If you kept going, like if you get big money at the beginning, you keep going, it's gonna compound. It's gonna get a lot more, right? Fame too. You're gonna get a lot more if you keep going. He walked away from that. Why? Because there's nothing. It's a beautiful picture, but there's nothing in it. Like there's no
substance.
No substance, right?
Yeah.
So don't get, just because a guy looks cool and talks cool and stuff like that, that's not enough for you to evaluate that this guy is real, right?
It's actually quite often the cooler he looks and the cooler he's trying to portray himself to look. That's what you were saying. It's actually, if you actually meet that person, it's probably going to be the exact opposite.
Yeah.
If you actually got to know the person. Because I hear some people maybe meet someone at a bar or club, oh, he was cool.
Yeah.
Did you actually get to know who he really is, what's really going on in his mind? It takes a long time to actually get to really know someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't fall for, because while these people are going to be acting nice too, you know?
Yeah.
If you meet them in person, they're going to be acting nice. They're going to want you to
They're good
like
salesmen.
them. They're good salesmen. And it, like the faker and faker and faker they get, sometimes I'm not even sure if they realize that they're fake. They just think, oh, this is what everyone does. This is life.
Yeah,
it's all
I
a
think they get
competition.
lost.
It's all a rat race. And they don't think, a lot of times I don't even think they're doing anything wrong. But what you were saying about integrity, if you ever think that I say something that loses that much of your trust in me, yeah, go ahead and unsubscribe from me. Like that's all it takes is that little bit, and then our relationship is over.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. And I could learn about this from him. No, like don't trust that fucker, because
it's done.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
And what we were saying, unless they like what both of us have done is come full around and they acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Admitted that we were dicks. We did something that we're not proud of.
Yeah.
And have sincere apologies for what we do.
And we're working to make it right. Like we're investing our time and we're investing our money. We traveled to Bucharest to be in a meeting of men with Zan Perion. That's our time, that's our money, that's a disruption of our lives. So we're invested in making it right for us and for you, for others, right?
Yeah, but if someone does anything where you don't trust them at all, you get a weird vibe, unsubscribe from them right away, don't follow them, don't listen to a single word that they said.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, period.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, I feel like, I don't want to be like, we're these angels, these Jedis, because in the future, I know I might fuck up, I might not say something, my ego might come out, and I like, all of us have dark and light in all of us. Yeah. I'm going to fuck up sometime in the future, and if I do, I want everyone to be challenging me on that. I want to have friends like Jad around who could be like, Luke, you're fucking up right now. And then the most important part is coming back around full circle and apologizing for that.
Yeah.
But I'd say like 80% of the guys out there teaching dating advice don't have integrity and should be completely ignored. Maybe
95%.
Yeah, I'm being too nice. Yeah. It's almost like almost all the guys who actually have integrity in the industry were here at Zan Perion.
Yeah, and they're mostly horrible businessmen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
This is just very frustrating.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Like, how good of a business person is this person?
Yeah, it's maybe
that's funny.
It may be the opposite. Is their sales letter really good? Maybe they suck.
Yeah.
I mean, we're evolving too, and like I've become an internet marketer by mistake, because by necessity, right? To try to get the message out there, but yeah. So I just want to look at my questions. Can we talk about? I'd like you to talk more about how your speech yesterday, like yeah, Luke and I are very similar in the fact that we're super introverts, right?
Yeah.
We could say that. Like we love. Do you love being alone? Like I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we love being alone, and we're both, like. He calls himself socially awkward. I call it I'm scared of people, right? Even now, like it just it's like some people are scared of heights, and you ask them, why are you scared of heights? I don't know, right? I'm scared of people. Why are you scared of people? Do you know why? I don't know.
No.
Right? Or why you feel awkward. So it's a beautiful segue now from like, okay, you look at these guys and they look really cool and perfect. Oh yeah, I'm gonna follow these guys. Let's open up and show them like okay, where did you come from and where are you now? And like, just because we're here in front of a camera doesn't mean we're perfect and we got it figured out. We're still in the conversation and inquiry, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of guys would benefit from what you shared about how you were and how you got out of that. Like,
Gotcha, and I still feel in it, but I have this higher awareness of self-acceptance and
okay.
But yeah, it's a perfect thing to start to talk about now. Yeah, so I quite often I feel extremely socially anxious. There actually is a tiny bit of like high functioning autism that runs in my family, my relatives, and there's also just lots of my relatives have lots of anxiety issues. I could just tell from being around my relatives that anxiety and like some like high functioning, very nerdiness kind of runs. I think it's just in my genes. It's just who I am. And yeah, it's funny. So I never could connect with girls. I could never be myself around girls. Like I just felt always so awkward. I could in the speech I gave, I shared lots of stories. But anyways, I decided to overcompensate by doing those hidden camera prank and picking up girls' videos. And suddenly I get messages from guys saying, how are you so confident talking to girls? How are you this guy who could go up and say this perfect thing and look perfect on camera? They don't know it's editing and they don't know I was doing it for the video, not that's actually me. And it was this blown up portion of someone the exact opposite of who I am. And that just created this huge disconnect in terms
Can I ask a question? Because like there's right now guys are like, okay, well, I'm scared shitless, but I never got to the point where I was even talking to girls. Here's an amazing thing about Luke. He's a fucking hard worker. Like I don't think you could have worked harder than you worked. Like you gotta tell them about the doorknob. Can you tell them? Okay, like hard worker.
Yeah.
So I want to know, how did you go from inaction? It's like terror, right? Is it terror? Like I'm terrified to be social or talk to girls.
Yeah.
So how do you go from that to taking action and then taking massive action where you're just fucking going, man?
Yeah, well, I feel like in lots it expanded me, but now where I'm going now is in a completely different direction. I like the way I was able to expand was from lots of the pickup guys. Telling me to face your fears and talk to all these girls and push your comfort zone.
Okay, which is all good.
Which is all good, yeah. But it was really from that. Yeah, I got to the point where I had never kissed a girl to 2.5 years later. Like I was on this huge party streak, approaching every single attractive girl I saw. And by the end of the night, if I didn't hook up with a girl, me and my friend, like we actually went like door to door knocking.
Door to door, bro.
I think I really don't like the pickup industry because I took pickup to the very limit. Yeah, and then I saw it doesn't get you any fulfilling result. It's all you putting on a persona about how to get girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I didn't hook up with girls, I'd go door to door trying to find girls. Like the thought one night was, I looked at my friend and I said, Quincy, me and you, I bet there's not a single guy out of the 6 billion people alive today, like during this night, who worked harder at trying to like hook up with a girl than us tonight. Like in the last 2 hours on this planet, we worked harder than any other person, any other guy alive. Like that.
And I think that's important as a man to have done that, and because I think most guys give up too easily, or they don't really respect how much it really takes. Like if you want something, and that's what wanting something means. Knocking on doors for girls. But when I heard that, it blew my mind. Like I know it's like, but it's like that's commit. Like we're committed as men to get this handled or to do this. This is what we're doing. We're not leaving any room for excuse. When I lay my head down to rest at night, I know I did every fucking thing that I could do in my power to get what I want.
Yeah.
That, to me, like, my hat's off to you. Like, that's massive respect.
And see, like, I don't feel good about that at all right now. I don't feel good giving that high five because me doing whatever took a got to hook up with girls was coming from an insecure place.
Okay.
It was me, and that's the whole thing about the YouTube fame thing is people saw me picking up girls and, like, getting high fives for hooking up with a hot girl. And it wasn't. I was doing it for the validation, not for the actual beauty between me and the girl.
Okay.
Like one of the favorite videos I've made is, it's kind of a mindset to have is in all your interactions with girls, is to never talk about it at all. So if you hook, it's just it's not something to have all the time. But if you hook up with a girl, to not even tell your best friend.
A gentleman never tells.
A gentleman never tells. You never kiss and tell. And before I was the guy, I'd hook up with a girl and I'd tell everyone. Like, guys, look how hard I did to hook up with girls. You know. So, but now, so I think the most important thing is where you're coming from, and now taking that, doing whatever the fuck it takes to get what I want mindset. But coming from a healthy place, from a secure place, and taking that mindset to
great distinction.
doing what we're doing on YouTube.
Yes.
Then that's when it feels good inside, and it's worth the high five.
That's the part I was acknowledging.
So and that part, it's like, whatever desire you have, like we were talking about this a bit yesterday. It's like, let's just say you're playing a basketball game for 10 minutes. Can you, at the end of that basketball game, say you put your full heart into playing the best basketball that you did for those 10 minutes? Whether if you want a girlfriend, or whatever beliefs about how you think you could get a girlfriend, can you say to yourself that I did, like, whatever it took and within my abilities about how I think I could get this thing, that I gave it my all, and when I finally hit the limit, and I think I did every single thing I did, I decided to push through that limit and realize that limit was just an illusion in my mind, and take it to the next level, 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 and go, like, way beyond where you originally even thought that limit was. So, like,
thank you. Exactly.
And that's when you feel alive. That's when that's living life. That's when you feel alive, where, like, the limit on how far you could push something is way beyond what you thought, and you really gave it your all. You did everything, and once you finally thought you did it, you did it just more and more and more and more, and it takes your whole soul, and you could. And I think when you're coming from a good place, you can really feel it in your heart. That's the difference. When I was doing door to door, it was me trying to be cool. I didn't feel it in my heart. But I think when you really give your all to whatever it is you want, and you're coming from a good, secure place, I think you could feel it in your heart. I don't know.
That's amazing. That's deep. That's beautiful.
But I think that might be the number one, another most important thing about being a man is being able to look yourself in the eye when you wake up in the morning and say, am I proud of who I am? Am I doing whatever it takes to, like, we're all gonna die, or maybe we're all eternal spirits, but bottom line, this moment is temporary. It's all gone, and we could waste time on stuff that really isn't important, or we could do whatever it takes and know that every single ounce of energy within us we used to give and I don't like to say the word use, but it's almost like the inspiration, we use every single drop of inspiration to get what we wanted.
Like there's a saying, like, like become used up, right? Like it's good to be like completely used up, where you couldn't give anymore, like you gave everything. That's true peace. Like you'd be willing to die for getting what you wanted. Exactly.
And like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, their visions of like freeing India or the civil rights movement, it was bigger than them. They were willing to die for what they wanted, and with that, you're unstoppable. That's like the point of life almost. That feeling. It's magical.
Beautiful. One topic, I don't know this. I'm scared to go like too big of topic. Whatever, we'll flow with it. I was thinking is that, and I haven't explicitly said this to you, but I've been wanting to, is that don't look at me and just because I'm on a camera, think that I'm better than you or ahead of you or anything more than you. Don't make the error of thinking that Luke and I or any other man knows more than you, or no, that don't make the mistake thinking that any dating coach, even Zan Perion, Johnny Saporno, like the older guys, nobody has figured it out. Yesterday? Mm-hmm. Zan Perion, he's over 50 years old, been in it for over 30 years. One of the things he always says, I don't know. I still don't understand women. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
So don't be on a false journey of thinking that once I watch enough videos, I'm going to arrive and, that I'm going to have my entourage of girls following me and stuff. No, we're still in the process of figuring this out. And so don't idolize anybody. You and I are equal. When we meet eye to eye. We sit down man to man. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important to... So I stand before you not as someone who knows anything or figured anything out, or definitely far from perfect. We stand here as we've been sitting and standing here this weekend in a conversation, in an investigation, inquiry. What is this? And how do you see it? And how do you see it? And right? Yeah. So it's all a big question, and it's more than an arrival.
And what I found is when I often meet lots of people who give a message, or writing articles or making videos, lots of times, and I'm mainly talking about myself right here, it's those people who are the most lost. Like I've been the one who's struggled with girls a ton, so that's why I've spent so much energy trying to figure out girls. That's why I keep talking about it, because I have that lack within me. And when I meet someone who talks about spirituality or something, I feel they're completely lost spiritually. And that's why they have this strong emotion about it, because it's what I found is it's simply that the gurus are actually the most lost. And I remember an interaction at the conference where someone was sharing their lows and they were really opening up, and someone else said, if you ever need anything, let me know. I'm there for you.
It's very powerful.
And that was very powerful, and that was really nice. But at the same time, I was actually thinking, I hope this person sees that as like, this person really cares about me, and they know that they have their back no matter what. But I was analyzing how powerful this was, because I was also thinking that this person might, instead of trying to find the answers within, they might want to go to that person for help, or want to go to that. They might be using that person or an idea as like a crutch. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason.
Just to clarify, the other person is like a guru, like one of a coach.
Yeah. So one of the coaches, who I think has really helped this person in the past, so if you need anything, I'm still here for you. Yeah. And while that's the most beautiful thing, it's brotherhood. You could sense it. At the same time, I kind of got this sense that person maybe needed time away from that guru actually, and to go on the journey alone. Yeah. To like that might be a message I could even like. Sometimes we need to take some time and maybe turn off the videos. Yeah. And know that you gotta it's all inside. Yeah. It's all inside you, and we're all helping each other and sharing journeys, but there's no what's true for me might not be true for you. Yeah. Like how I got a girlfriend might not be how you got a girlfriend. Yeah. How I became confident might not be how you. So it's beautiful to share these ideas and what we're doing, but at the same time we need to make sure to not be always trying to figure out what everyone else is doing, and to be authentic to ourselves. And quite often when we're being authentic from ourselves, like the answer will just come to us almost when we least expect it, and it might be the exact opposite way that someone even said. So it's what I see in lots of people in like the guru-student relationship is that people need to get the power back, and to what we were talking about, seeing everyone on this equal plane. There's no one. Zan Perion isn't. You can learn as much from Zan Perion as well as a homeless person. We can learn from everyone, and that doesn't make him better. And I think that's the problem I used to have. I used to see see these people as these like almost like gods, and if I followed their advice, I would get to the promised land of what I wanted.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of people consciously or unconsciously do that with people they're following or like.
I think I still do.
Huh?
I think I still do it to a degree, but I'm a lot more aware of it now.
Yeah, me too, to a degree. Like when I'm around Zan or Johnny or something, I have a bit of my ego that's like, oh, am I good enough to go talk to him? You know?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And you have to I have to consciously remind myself. Yeah, I think we were talking about this yesterday, like at lunch, like seeing people when you're in the pickup, you see people as value, and you see yourself as value. I'm high value. I'm low value. I'm being low value, high value, right? And I think in society, we do. It's all status, right? Oh, he's driving an Audi S8 or whatever, AX, whatever. I don't know what they're called, right? And he's, and then so when we meet this guy, we're like, hi, how are you doing? Because unconsciously we think, oh, I can get something from this guy, so I'm going to be nice to him. Then the janitor walks by, you don't even look at him. So this affects you everywhere, so we have to stop seeing people as values and, meet eye to eye, right?
Yeah, exactly. This has actually been one of the most impactful things is this concept, because I think I used to really do that. And I guess the most impactful ways I used to, if I was in a social setting and there were girls around, subconsciously in my head I'd be like, that girl's a 6, that girl's a 9, seeing girls for like putting values on girls.
Yeah.
And then I would only I'd only like go and talk to attractive girls. That's what the pickup mindset made me do.
Yeah.
And then when I see people's numbers, I was constantly trying to. What happens is when you see people as a value, you start to see yourself as a value.
Yeah.
So then I used to go to the gym a lot. I used to try to, how can I make money? How can I? Yeah, I wanted to become famous. Because I thought that when I walked into a room and girls were looking around, they'd look at me and be like, oh, that's a high value guy and want to talk to me. And I spent all my time growing my value, and doing that, it made me turn into a persona, and it disconnected me from seeing everyone equally. So now when I go into a social venue, I talk to guys, I talk to girls, I talk to the bartender. I'll talk to girls I'm not attracted to. I talk to girls who I am attracted to. I just follow my intuition and treat everyone equally. And because of that, I seem to have way better connections with everyone, and I feel like I'm being real. I'm never putting on an act anymore, or trying to be cool, or maybe I'm just in a social situation. I'm talking to some girl I'm not attracted to. I'm talking to a cool friend, and suddenly I'm talking to a girl I'm attracted to, and suddenly I'm actually being real talking to her. Yeah. Because before I'd have this big agenda in my head, and now I could actually just be myself. It just happened normally. I didn't have all this pressure on myself. Ooh, I'm talking.
Yeah, it wasn't. It just happens like organically, kind of like just emerges. Like all of a sudden you're talking to this beautiful girl because you were being social and you were. Again, everything comes back to integrity. So it's integrity. You're being a man of integrity by respecting everyone.
Yeah.
And as a return, the universe says, "Here's this beautiful girl now." Because you're in alignment with the laws of. The invisible laws that run whatever.
Yep.
You get what you deserve.
It's true. Yeah. Karma.
Karma. Private joke.
But yeah, when that's honestly like the biggest almost lesson I've learned, and I learned lots of that from watching how Shogo just interacts with people.
Okay.
He has no agenda, nothing. He's treating everyone equally. And good things tended to suddenly he was talking to an attractive girl. Yeah. And he was completely comfortable being completely himself. And
okay, so you didn't see his behavior change depending on who he's talking to?
Not at all. I was surprised.
Yeah. That is
because I would change so much, and then because I changed so much, I could see look at that guy, he's about to talk to that hacker, look at him, he's so nervous right now. I'd analyze in other people because it was my own insecurity.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
But then suddenly Shogo, I'd see him talk to I saw him talking to this pretty famous person, and he was talking to that person exactly as how he talked to a homeless person the day before, and I was like, that's beautiful, and I could tell that he was being himself. He wasn't trying to impress the person. He wasn't thinking, am I good enough? But he saw the person in in a spiritual way. He saw them as infinite value, as a human soul, instead of seeing them as a homeless or a hot girl. And he saw them as a soul, like as something beyond value, as something intangible. It's our essence of who we are, and that's precious and it's priceless. And I saw him interacting with people on that level, and it was beautiful. And he was connecting well with everyone. Yeah, and I was like, and then over time I've been trying to do that more and more, and I feel like I've been slowly changing, like to recondition how I used to think in my mindset. That, to be honest, pickup made me think like that.
Yeah.
Not saying pickup is a bad thing, but pickup made me think like that. And now reconditioning, it feels like more and more over the last year and a half, I'm starting to actually like become a more spiritual person, actually feel like the love and beauty of treating people equally. And I'm finding I'm connecting with people way better than when I was trying to get something out of them. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
So, do you physically see girls look different?
What do you mean exactly?
Okay, because this is what I experienced. So, when I realized like manipulation doesn't work, and then I went to Johnny Soporno's workshop in Las Vegas, and basically what he said is, the secret is there's no secret, and just be yourself. But I know you guys heard be yourself, but I understood it. So it basically means be authentic, right? Don't hide anything. If you like someone, you like them. If you're nervous, say you're nervous, whatever it is.
Yep.
So when I was inauthentic, I won't say manipulative, because I think a lot of people are inauthentic because they're just scared, right? So it's not intentional. Like, if you're having trouble with women, you're inauthentic. That's that's the bottom line, I think, right?
Yep.
If you're not having success with women, there's some inauthenticity within you that you're working through and trying to resolve, right? So when I went from inauthenticity to authenticity, when I was inauthentic, I'm very sensitive to people's like body language and the slightest eye, like everything. I see everything. So women's faces would be kind of cold and indifferent when I was inauthentic and trying. Of course I get some success. It's just like anyone would, right? With effort. But after Johnny's workshop and I came in completely naked, transparent, like this is me, the faces were softer, kinder, loving, open, happy to see me.
Wow.
So didn't you realize that difference?
I definitely experienced that too. Yeah. It's like it's a mirror for my own soul.
A mirror, there you go. Yeah.
If I was being manipulative or trying to be valuable, that's what I saw in other people. And if I was being real, then it's almost like you expect other people to. You see the realness in other people.
Yeah.
Because all of us have, it's yin yang. All of us have both. But the more real we become, the more we, I think, see the realness in other people.
Yeah.
And
draw out their realness. Like, if you're being real with me, then I'm like, okay, I can relax. He's being real and like the biggest thing that a lot of guys skip, and I think I said it in my videos or in my book, but I say it and a lot of guys skip it anyways. So I'm gonna say it again. Is like, we all recognize the vulnerability in others. Like when I'm, like right now, why we're sitting here today, like one big reason is Luke's talk. Yes, was it yesterday or the day before?
2 days ago now, yeah.
2 days ago, his talk, where we were sitting in a group of men and sharing, like his talk was so authentic and open, and that is why I love this man, because of his vulnerability, of his struggles, of, not because he said, hey, I'm really cool, and that doesn't connect you with people. What connects you with people is, hey, I'm imperfect, which, if you want to translate it, means I'm human. Oh, you're human? I thought you were from over there across the room, you seemed like this perfect got together guy. Oh, you have this insecurity and this? Oh, me too. And that's exactly what I actually said to you. I'm like, you're a super introvert? Me too.
Yeah.
Right? So with women, it's not about, hey, I'm perfect. It's, hey, I'm imperfect and I'm still here. I'm still have the balls to show up in my imperfection.
Beautiful, yeah.
Right?
I'm secure in my insecurities. I'll show you exactly who I am.
Yeah, and that's power.
That's, not
getting to some ideal, perfect combination of qualities and muscles and everything that, okay, I got it, here's the recipe, and then you walk over to the girl. Here I am. Did it work?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. There's no getting there. There's no perfection. There's no. I think a big mistake a lot of guys make is imitation. Imitation is dangerous because you can see a guy who's maybe, let's say, muscular and cool hairstyle and, let's say, successful business, and he has a lot of women. So to the uneducated person who doesn't think deeply, you can say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, I'll do those and then I'll get girls. And I've done this, right? So you get these elements. Oh, I'm really buff. I got a 6-pack and I got some money. Oh, I bought a sports car. I never fucking wanted the thing. Like, I did all this stuff because I thought, okay, when I have all these things, this puzzle together, this recipe, it's gonna flow, right? I wish I had the crickets noise, but crickets, like nothing changed because what gets girls, it's not something you'd like to add, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's what gets girls is chemistry and realness. And I guess a little tangent, and I'll bring it back, is I feel now that I connect now maybe with 1 in 100 girls. Maybe I feel like I'm a really weird guy. I don't connect with most people. Maybe even 1 in 1,000 girls where I can actually feel like we're actually connecting. But the mindset that I had before was I want to be the type of person who could walk into a room and every single girl I'm talking to is, wow, that guy's good with a woman. Like every guy's thinking that guy's good with a woman, and I'm this man who every single girl I'm talking to, she's attracted to me.
Yeah.
That 3 years ago, that was my ideal. That's what kind of pickup teaches you to work towards.
Yeah.
But how I am now is, how can I be more and more real of myself? How can I become more and more myself? How can I show this person who I really am? And with lots of people, I'll talk to them, and it'll be a cool conversation, but I could just tell me and this girl, even though she's hot, we don't have chemistry. She just, how we are, we just went bond.
Yeah.
But then suddenly I'll be talking to a girl and I just feel this insane chemistry. It's like, whoa, I've never felt this before.
Yeah.
And it's because she's liking me for who I really am.
Yeah.
The shitty parts about me and the good parts about me, and there's just like this chemistry.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was back in pickup mode, I never felt this chemistry at all before. It was all very mechanical. But now when I feel that chemistry, it's like all the work that I've done, becoming more real, becoming more vulnerable, finally was worth it.
Yeah.
You know, and like during the whole journey, I was like, fuck, I've been trying to be hard to be vulnerable. I'm still not connecting with the girls. It's taken some, but then suddenly I have a really beautiful connection, and like all the work that every single drop of work they've done over the last like years suddenly becomes worth it. Finally.
Makes it worth it,
Yeah. And you find someone who vibes with you for who you really are, not for you trying to be cool, but for the real you.
Yeah.
And that's like that. I think I said best to me. That's like the point of life, was when someone likes you for who you really are.
Yeah.
You like them for who they really are. The full picture, not this mask who they're trying to be this cool guy, but for who they really are when they're like by themselves or with your best friends. If you could be like that around girls, and then find the girl you connect with, I think that's like the goal of the game, kind of.
Yeah.
That's
the ultimate.
Yeah. So.
Beautiful. All right, I think we should wrap this up because we still got to do your channel.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. For more, go to Luke's channel. I'll have like another hour there or something.
And,
right?
Thanks for having me on your channel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's my honor, and
I'm honored. So.
I look forward to a lot of future conversations and inquiring further. And thank you for number one, investing your life, your time to share your insights with men, and like I always say, like, save someone a mistake from making a mistake if you can. You have a higher purpose, you're serving a higher purpose, saying, hey bro, you're going this way, I suggest you go this way, right? Yeah. And so I really respect what you're doing, and I respect how you went from the dark side and said no, especially for the fact that you did have, it wasn't like I might get famous and I might get money. You were famous and you got money, and you still walked away. So that shows your character. Tremendous. Like, You know, like, here's another thing about how can you tell if a coach is real or not? Does he walk his talk, right? So everything today is like, we can write it down and it's like, he walks his talk, proof. This is what he did, right? He's not just talking, he's in it. So I respect you for everything you did. The dark, which brought you to the light, I think everything happens for a reason. And again, I'm also went from the dark to the light, so I think we have a very similar, you know, we were in the dark out of ignorance, not malice. Is that a word? Like being malicious, right? We had good intentions from the beginning. We just had to learn, and we had to raise our consciousness and understand what we're doing. That's right.
That's a perfect way to do it. Yeah. Kind of raise our awareness.
Yeah. And then, you know, so yeah, it was great. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave comments below. Questions for Luke maybe, or if there's, I don't know, can you comment back on that?
I could comment back. If there's anything that really stood out to you in this video or any question, well, I always like to go through all my comments. I comment a lot on videos.
Okay, so leave your comments below this video, and also give any resources, email address, Facebook page, video, like just put it, just if you want to.
And if you've made it this far, in your comments put the code word karma, just so we know that, I'm guessing lots of people will watch maybe 5-10 minutes. But I just want to say, if you've made it to the very end, just for us to know that you made it to the very end, even if you don't have anything to comment, just comment the word karma. That's the code word karma. Or if you have questions or comments or things that stood out, just put the word karma somewhere in your comment, and that'll just be kind of cool knowing that you made it to the very end. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you got something out of it and that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I hope. And if you have any suggestions for future interviews and all that stuff, just let us know in the comments. All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.